Fab gamers, thank you so much for watching my stream. Before you jump into this red hot action, let's review the rules. Don't be a dick. This should go without saying, but better safe than sorry. Chat with me. You know that I can talk at my computer for hours, but it's more fun when my computer talks back. And let's have a good time. I don't mind getting sweaty, but we can have fun while we do it. Use the chat command deck for a link to the list I'm playing here. It's also in the video description. Some of these decks are sick, and you might want to play them in real life. In that case, let me refer you to Hemel from the Bazaar. It's never been more affordable to play in the flesh and blood. Players have been buying the cards they need from Hemel for years. I started buying from him in 2023 and have never found a better deal. The Bazaar's prices are the lowest for singles, full sets, and class sets, including new releases. Super Slam singles and more are available now and ship both domestically and internationally. Use the command Hemel for contact info, then reach out to see what he can do for you. Now settle in and get cozy because the stream begins now.
What is up, everybody? It's me, Lupinefiasco. I'm back from Philly, where I was previously. And now I'm going to play Flesh and Blood for you. So I'm going to do a quick game. And then, gosh, there's so much to talk about and say and look at. And Fablazing has Silver Age stats now that we can look at. Silver Age is a real format that we really have to care about. And I'm just super happy to be here and be a part of it. Against Olympia, I believe I want to go second. This is a tricky matchup because we're probably getting fatigued. If we are getting fatigued, I am going to go for my Guardian plan, where we get at our second strikes. As I'm not expecting these to ever be active, we're going to get our Harness Lightnings in so that we have a way to close out a game through Arcane Barrier 1, which we don't see our opponent on, but they are on Prized Galea, so I still think that the 3 Arcane as an ender is going to be fine. The reason I might have wanted to go second in this matchup is, first in this matchup, does sound seem a little low? Sound does seem a little low. What is going on here? I can turn you up all the way. That is interesting. Let's take 12 here, I guess. Why does sound seem so low? You know what? Let's even give you a... I'm gonna be in this for a minute trying to figure out what's going on. Alright, mic and audio, you should be much higher than you are. I can bring the mic closer to my body, which doesn't do anything. Mic is correct. I didn't hear myself talking through the, when I was doing the little intro. Let's see, no, that's still bad. Need to talk into the microphone. I'm trying to talk into the microphone. It's like not as bad as it could be, but it's still really bad. Good morning, Stephen. I know this is all of the compelling oh, shut up, Windows. Ugh. Testing, testing. Oh, we're getting there. Hello? Hello? That seems better. Are we back? Chat, can you confirm that we're back? Hello? Levels seem better. Are we doing it? Okay, OBS would tell me that my mic levels are now at an acceptable volume, so I'm just going to keep... Seems better, yes. Thank you, Jaime. Appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, as soon as I no-blocked that Olympia, I'm like, no, we made a mistake. And I guess we are supposed to go first against Olympia because we know they're going to try to fatigue us. Can we be back if we were never there? Well, we need to be somewhere. Syndra... I've never played against a Syndra before, and we're going to go first. And we're going to lose this game because we're going first in the aggro mirror. This is my first Syndra in Silver Age, so I'm really excited to see what they are going to do. So yeah, I was in Philadelphia all this week, and as you know, we have rules. And so I was going with Metal Fab tokens. We had our little testing house. We had two of our team was actually in the main event. I was not. I was playing in the LL Calling. Honestly, I waffled on it for quite a bit as far as like, was I actually going to play the Calling? Was I going to like just drop out, do the battle hard and play side events? Like, oh, LL's in such a weird spot. I don't know if I actually want to do this. You have a D-react, right? Okay. Like, are you just taking 3? Spell Void 2, that's pretty interesting. So I was waffling on it. I don't think it is, unusual to say that people were dooming on the LL format. I was kind of one of them. I was really unsure that I even wanted to mess around with this format where everyone just has turn 0 high rolls. The more I played the format, the more I really liked it. I was playing Viserai. I was testing with Viserai. My team had, I guess you'd call it like a mid-range switchboard where we did have, surely you just put your whole hand in front of this, where we had our aggressive package for the matchups where we needed to race, and then we had our mid-range package for like stacking. So for your Starvos, for the other Rune Blade, I was supposed to keep this in my hand. That's okay. So that I could block for 4 if I needed to. Now I just block 3 with these. It was Scar for a Scar. That makes sense. This hand is kind of interesting in that it sucks. So we're going to go ahead and just block 3 on this Scar for a Scar. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is maybe even block with the Sizzle and then Shockwave Fuse play. This was not Draconic, so I can go ahead and take this damage. So yeah, we're testing and like I'm actually having fun. The only matchup that we were testing that I was not enjoying was the Viserai Mirror, because that one is like so high rolly. That's just the way you play the matchup. But overall, I was really enjoying it until Friday night. We're spending time in the event hall Just talking with the other competitors who are there, seeing what everyone's up to, and we keep hearing rumors of this -IO deck that is incredibly high roll. You might have seen snapshots of it from Talishar games, where the whole thing that the deck does is play Stubby Hammers in the arm slot, Optical Monocle in the main deck, Art of War, Tome of Fiendal, Cerebellum Processor, Spark of Genius, like all the mech stuff, but also everything that draws cards. And all it does is set up Optical Monocle, find High Octane, and then go off, break Stubbies, draw the entire deck, deal, 100 damage on turn 3 fairly consistently. And that made me want to cry. We tested multiple games with Viserai. It was like unwinnable for Vis in that position. Going first or second, it didn't matter. You had to high roll Dio on turn 2 or else you just lose. And I seriously considered dropping from the calling. Okay. She undid, and I'm like, are you playing late? Oh my god. At least we didn't have to restart the turn for this. So I'm like dooming hard. I'm thinking, well, I'm just gonna drop. Every thing I hear is wanna cry. Yeah, we were talking about the -IO list from LL that Michael Yasker won with. So Friday night, I'm like, I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna wake up early the next morning. I'm gonna go to the center. This is, I don't want to deal with this. This is a huge problem. And then I wake up Saturday morning. I've got Fiendal Spirit in the chat telling me that he'll buy my first CC side event. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to drop. I'm going to do side events. I'll do the Battle Hardened on Sunday. Like, it's fine. I don't need to do any of this. And I wake up Saturday morning and I think, you know what? I'll just dodge. It's fine. What does this hand do? So I can block 3, Seeds Life for go again. I can also just Seeds Life, Rabble, Captain's Call, Flirting Charge. Seeds Life gets me 3, Captain's Call gets me 2. Means that we block with Captain's Call. So I wake up Saturday, I'm like, you know what, I'll just dodge the Dio deck. Even if I don't, I get to come on stream on Thursday and say, I was part of the worst calling ever. And, maybe I luck into it. So I play the calling. 8 rounds, sadly did not day 2. But I went 5-3, which for only having practiced the deck for like a week, I feel pretty good about. Yeah, this is where Syndra cashes into her Spell Fray, but like, okay. That's fine. Super good with that. Less good with seeing a 0 block on top, but it is what it is. So, play out the calling, 5-3. I played 1 Dio, and it wasn't that Dio. It was still... Syndra's killing me. As someone who also undoes the turn frequently, this is now I see what it's like from the other side. So I'm like, I play 1 Dio. It was not that Dio, it was a different Dio. And that Dio like super low rolled. Had 1 good hand ever, and I saw what the hand was because I succumbed to temptation it to make it not good. So what did I lose to? I lost to, we're doing the thing. You broke chess for kunai. So here's where I get punished for not having blocked with my Blade Beckoner equipment early. The fact that Syndra broke a resource for this really makes me think like it's worth losing the point to stop like cut through shenanigans. For whatever reason, I'm like really reading that Syndra needed that dagger to hit. I mean, if she pitches like cards now to get the dagger back, that's kind of interesting. Breaking the chain so that the dagger goes away is... Very interesting decision. So Syndra doesn't have Draconic Links on the chain anymore. So whatever, like... Okay, there she goes. 4 go again. No Draconic Links on the chain, so this doesn't have an on-hit. This hand is pretty good if I don't block, especially now I'm on lower life. Skizzik should probably just pitch for, or block for 3, but I'm going to let Syndra show me that I need to block 3 at some point. Brand the Cinderclaw. I think we don't need to block this. Like, really want to block with my boots at some point so that I can block the dagger next turn. Dragonfire, there we go. So I go to 4. Here's where I get to cash in my boots. Put Skizzik in front of it too. I go to 3. Syndra gets to buy her daggers back. And my turn is going to be 2, 5, 12, 15, 17, 19. I can't be counting that, right? 2, 5, 9, 12, 14, 16. Okay, great. We just cash in everything. Yep, buy the daggers back, that's fine. So I did waste a point here. I don't know why Syndra broke Garland for a dagger. Kind of a weird choice, honestly. So I played against 1 Dio. Played against 3 Dromais. That was the big surprise for the weekend. It was like, really? Dromai is like the big deck? And that was the one that I'd been told multiple times. Oh, you're not going to need to know how Dromai plays. You don't need to worry about Dromai. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to worry about the Dromai matchup. And then I sit down against my first Dromai, and I don't know how to play against it. I'm like, I guess I'm in a tempo because I can keep growing the Duskblade. And that's wrong. She plays Warmonger's Diplomacy. Sometimes Viscerai draws Runeblade hands that don't turn on the Duskblade. And it just, like, I got stomped. And to be fair, this Dromai was also really teched for Dromai, for Viscerai. So, like, resolved multiple copies of Arcane Polarity. The Warmonger's tech, which I assume they're all playing, but like could actually bring it in for this game. And I got stomped. It was not even close. And so I run up to my friends after the event, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do about Dromai? And they say, oh, you can't tempo her. You have to race her. I'm like, okay, I got to race, so just leave the dragons alive. That makes sense. That's a reasonable thing to do. And is this hand good? Maybe? This hand can go Weave Lightning, form for 8, pitching Scar, Lightning Press. This hand is weird. The Weave Lightning turns on Starfall, but won't affect Scar for a Scar. Okay, great. She just scoops. Hey, we take those. We take impatient opponents. Mauve Sky, we were on the 3... No, we weren't on any Mauve. Yeah, maybe I did. Maybe Mauve would have helped. So yeah, so, you know, aggro out the next Dromai opponent, race them. I had better beats in that one. Like, I actually drew better, too. That was a problem in the first Dromai game. I didn't see a single Mordred Tide. I don't believe I resolved the Sonata Arcanix. It's like, it was just not a great game. Let me just do the normal play in here. And the next Dromai game went much better. I drew Mordred. I still had my Sonata for X equals 4, reveal the top 7 cards of my deck. 6 non-attacks, 1 attack. My Sonata Arcanixes were comically bad all weekend. I think in probably 30 Viscerai games, I had 2 perfect splits. It was really, really bad. My Sonatas are comically bad. If there was ever a reason to not play Viscerai, it was me having terrible Sonatas all weekend and then saying, oh, yeah, I guess this is the deck telling me don't. Pierce Reality. Are you doing, Are you doing some... Hold on. Alright. This is Rabble for 4. Sorry, what is your weapon? Oh, so you're doing this plan, but like... This is a weird build. I don't like this one. So she's just doing blocky Enigma stuff. Close the chain. Nimblism. Snatch. I've got the press. I'm assuming this is going to connect. Yeah, I'm expecting just Phantasm stuff and like make a Spectral Shield 4. Yeah, this could get there. I mean, I respect Enigma needing a plan into Briar. She can't just play a bunch of Ward and like hope it works out. We Lightning Press this and we hope that you don't have red unmovable from Arsenal. Yeah, you weren't a board state decks in LL and no one listens to me. I think the problem was just that all of the Viserai players I knew were like, just had the reps into Dromai from previous metas, which I did not. So they all know what to do against Dromai. I think this doesn't connect. Oh, well, especially not because you can Enigma this. Okay, that makes sense. If you need to, which you don't. No, because the wave is going to soak up the hit. Yeah. The wave is going to soak up the hit, and then I am going... You just, like, pitch the chi to your hero, pitch the other blue to Spectral for 4. I see. I'm already annoyed. Oh god, they do have go again. I'm just taking 8 this turn. Yeah, this is already a problem. So I'm losing this game badly. This should block 2, yeah. Problem is that this hand kind of doesn't work. So how do I get out? I can't do... I can like Garland, Starfall, Face, Discharge. I don't even need to use Discharge. I can Weave Lightning, Garland, Starfall, Face, Discharge, Second Strike, Arsenal Lightning Surge. I think I have to break Garland here, unfortunately. I need to start trying to do something. And without natural go again to start, I can't like send damage face and then end on Starfall into Pierce Reality, which is what I'd like to do. So this is currently attacking for 6. I can get it to 9. I don't think I need to Bracers of Belief here. I might take 4 more damage because of it. I'm like already not into that, both simultaneously not into the fact that this Enigma list exists, but I'm also like, yeah, this makes sense for Enigma to do. I never played Commoner, so I'm not familiar with Iris Enigma, but I know this is what they were doing that made the deck so good. Yeah, Enigma keeping a full hand here is pretty scary. I assume it's going to be like Pierce into Enigma Chimera. So anyway, so by round 4, I am 3-1 in the calling. I've lost to a Dromai, I've beat a Dromai, and I have also beaten Bravo, Starvo, and Vis. This is just similar to the Commoner deck. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. I mean, this Sigil blocks for 4. I get to turn on my hand. This is why Reality Fracture is banned. I wonder if it will be banned again. Because this is kind of, yeah, this is like dumb. I'm going to Sigil this one. Enigma did me a favor presenting AB0, so the sigil is going to connect. Unfortunately, Enigma doesn't have a spectral shield, which is what I would like her to have. I guess I could have waited and popped this one because it's a weapon, not an ally. Oh god, it costs, yeah. Spoopy. Yeah, I should have waited and I would have popped it. Okay. I forgot that they're weapons, not allies. About to make one, don't worry. So what do I get to do? I get to do burn up, shock, eats the spectral shield, which is kind of nice. I get to sizzle. To turn on my hero. Actually, I'm not supposed to sizzle there. I'm supposed to lightning surge. Check Enigma's hand, and then I sizzle Skizik. And of course she has 4 blocks. And another 4 block on top. Close the chain. Bracers. Into Skizik for 7. For 9, right? That's right. So going into round 5, I play against the Dio that I told you I just low rolled against me. I hate this deck so much. This deck is so dumb. What does this one do? This is ward 4. If you have ward 4, what do? You're just trying to like reset my turn. What can I do? I can just send. So I can do Entwine, eat the ward 4, Flittering Charge Press, Snatch. Which I guess is what I'm trying to do, right? Like there's no point just ending my turn, letting the ward 4, or you know, sending it Pierce, letting the ward 4 break, and give Enigma a 4-card hand. So I know she has On the Horizon in hand. Now what I can do... This sucks, chat. Chat, this does suck. Well, that answers my question. What was your question? Does this suck? Because it does. The answer to your question is, this does suck. So you beat the Dio, play against Bird Cabrera on... I'm actually going to do the smart play here. Play against Bird Cabrera on Dio, who had just explained to me how Vis is supposed to tempo into Dromai. Sorry, Bird is on Dromai. Explains to me how... What is this? No, you don't suck. Okay, so now I was supposed to attack? Ugh. I'm sad to see Refractor Enigma as a thing. Play against Bird. Bird just destroys me. It was like a terrible game for me. I drew into an arsenal that was Rune Flash, a hand that was blue, Mordred, Revel, which was like kind of close to being okay. It was a setup turn. And she Dominias me, takes my blue, my turn. Ooh, we're fine. We pass. We sigil. I eat your turn. Oh my god, what? What is this? This deck is so dumb. I guess I'm pitching to gold because I need to do something with my hand. Alright, that's kind of interesting. So we'll play Seed's Life. I get the Spectral Shield. 4-block deck versus 0 for 4 deck. This isn't even 4-block deck. This is just 4. This is Refractor makes everything 4. Bird beats me. I am still live, but I'm X2. Not a close game, even a little bit. Play into the Vis Mirror, where they do a 62 damage turn 2. The Vis Mirror is the only one that I saw from the weekend that was like, this is why people don't like LL. Like, this is what we thought LL was going to be, of just a bunch of games that end on turn 2. The Vis Mirror was the only one I saw that was like, yeah, no, that is what happens. And then play against Aggro Blaze in the 8th round. We're both dead at this point. We're both X3. They had told us that, because of course you're playing Snatch. What is this deck? I hate this. This is a problem. If I've seen a deck yet that's a problem, it's this. It's the 0 for 4 deck with Prevention and Enigmas nonsense. Yeah, this is not okay. Which I guess means that I can play the deck. Yeah, we were at the content creator table. It's, Aurora Viscerai. I drew into a really good... So I win the die roll, go first. My opener is like Mordred, Blue, read the runes or something. Like a very functional hand that Arsenal, like, creates a bunch of rune chants. Arsenal the Mordred Tide. Just wait. And then I just kind of never saw anything that made the deck be really good. Like, I did a bunch of okay turns. The Mordred Tide just sat in Arsenal for like 4 turns while I waited for something interesting to come up. And it just never did. Like, I eventually got there. I was trying to set up at one point for like a Revel turn, or it was going to be the Mordred. I was going to make some rune chants. I was going to like cheat out Ninth Blade at some point. And aggro Warmongers me. So I just hard cast the Ninth Blade. He got me kind of low, and then I found it and popped off and killed him. He had 4 instants and wouldn't have been able to stop me anyway. But it was a good game for me. Any game I win is a good game, but it just wasn't like, ooh, I'm doing Viscerai stuff. This is just 5. And whatever's in your arsenal. Which I assume is not Transcend. Well, I am lower life, so I'm going to, unfortunately, pitch this Lightning Form to Starfall. This will deal damage. I assume Enigma just blocks with the Blade Beckoner Boots. We get to discharge to turn it on. Do I still have a press in my deck? I don't. So I have no poppers. I have no sigils left. I have 1 burn up shock for the potential sigil of oh my god, blanking on the name. Spectral Shield that I can pop. Yeah, so I beat Zach, went X3, ended up 115th out of, I don't know, however many players there were. This one was kind of interesting in that it was either X2 or top 80 make day 2. Usually it's top 64. I don't, if there were enough people, I don't know what the difference was, but I was very far from making it. Moon Chakra, Transcend, Prevent 4. You're still dead? So you have, what else do you have? Oh, it's just more Moon, of course. God, this deck is weird. Is this what they were doing in Commoner? Like, was it all of these cards? Yes, yes, Enigma. You're so cool. I think this was a winnable game if I play it differently. Alright, how do I get out? Yeah, Moon Moon is pretty wild. Oh, that's right, I didn't hit. I think this is the best I can do. I believe this line is going to be Arcanic Shockwave Fuse Sizzle. Force the Enigma to interact on 2 axes. Arsenal the Sizzle. I still have Burn Up Shock. Lightning Form's really bad in a deck with all reds. I have the Garland of Spring for Lightning Form. I just panicked on like actually saving it for when I'm supposed to use it, which is my fault. I wanted to start clearing the auras, but I didn't even do that correctly. But I've liked Lightning Form because of the Blade Beckoner. I don't like Garland as just Starfall. I want Garland to do something because everyone is playing Blade Beckoner. So as my calling was X3 and just the testing house. Played a bunch of LL. I was attempting to help my teammates with their CC prep. If I was playing the Battle Hard, which I ended up skipping because I just didn't want to deal with it and would prefer to play side events, get the rest of my signatures and relax, I was going to play Syndra, so I brought Syndra to the testing house. Gave everyone some Syndra reps. They were testing Verdance and Gravy. Actually went pretty well. Like, I figured out I was positive in the Verdance matchups, which doesn't usually happen. Oh, this hand is kind of tragic. Confused Iris of Reality was banned in Sage? Apparently not. Because my opponent is playing it. Oh my god. I have to block this. I just can't really do this well. No Reality Refractors banned. How am I dealing with this? Knowing that something else is potentially coming? We're just gonna scoop. I played this game poorly and I can't get out from this position. Another Moon Chakra. That deck is not fun. So yeah, the Syndra games actually went pretty well. Went to the keynote on Thursday. Didn't stay for the keynote because who cares? I'll just catch it later. Playing against Ira going first, so we lose this game too. Yep. I have no board plan for Ira. I just send it. What does this hand do? You're an AP0. So this hand just says Rabble, Shockwave, Fuse Skizzic, Arsenal. Push a little damage. Depending on how Ira blocks this, I might play the Nimbalism and Arsenal the Skizzic, but the Burn-Up Shock on top makes me think that I want to save the Nimbalism so that I can definitely get an embodiment for my Skizzic. If it's Edge of Autumn Ira, I assume they are more mid-rangey, which means it's going to be a lot more blocking, life gain, D-reacts. Still with the ability to turn these into some nasty turn with Chi Unleashed. Yeah, I am... Blocking with a 3 and equipment does make me think I might be able to push some damage here if I use the Nimbalism. This might be a bad plan because of the Burn-Up Shock on top. Yeah, I'm not gonna play for Ira's turn 0 low roll. I didn't need to break the chain there. I am just gonna Arsenal my Skizzic. I guess Arsenal my Nimblism. They both block 3. I'm not going to worry about it. I just want a bigger next turn, which is the important turn because it's the turn I get to actually do damage to Ira. Arsenal you. This hand is probably okay. I really wish this Nimblism was another attack, or that this Fry did 4, but it is what it is. So keynote on Thursday, we just dip because we don't care. We're in a Japanese restaurant watching the keynote on my buddy's phone. And I'm like, sick turn. I don't need to block with both pieces. I do want to block with one so that I can cover the edge for one if necessary. I'm keeping the rest of this hand. I don't think I'm cashing in Garland here. What just happened to me? Why did this show up in my banish zone? That was weird. We're watching the keynote. I am tentatively excited about like the huge push for Silver Age. So on the one hand, Silver Age is a format that I clearly like, right? I'm clearly interested in playing Silver Age. It's the push. It's the big like, no. It's a lot of Silver Age that has me thinking, but you just did this huge push for Living Legend, and it was like poorly received, not well implemented, kind of just like, I don't know, a problem. So if these are both 3 blocks, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break Bracers, play Nimblism, Fry. Arcane Polarity here is fine. Okay, so you don't have a D-React in Arsenal. That's great. That's all I needed to know. So I get to do Bracers, Nimblism, Fry. I can break Garland if I need to. Pushes what they needed for LL. They did push for LL. Like, the only push for LL that could have been different is them saying PQs are mandatory for LL. So I'm tentatively excited because I'm suspicious. It's the fact that they're so like, no, it's Silver Age. It's all Silver Age. Battle Hardens are Silver Age. Everything is Silver Age. That I'm like, we just tried this for LL where you forced it on us and it didn't go well. But I'm, again, tentatively excited. I'm choosing to be excited about it because I want to believe that they learned from LL. I want to believe that the format that they set up around Project Blue with all of its bans and its beta testing is them like actually doing it well. Hey, this is a pretty good hand of cards. Now it's a really good hand of cards. I also like the fact that it is replacing Battle Hardens, so I like that regardless of if you care about Silver Age. If you are a player who likes Silver Age, and there is but you don't play Constructed or Limited, whatever the main format is, if there is a calling in your town, you can go and you can compete. You are guaranteed to be able to do something. And I like that. The declared LL format, like Michael Scott declared bankruptcy, the Sage rollout seems way more thought out. I agree with you. It's more that it's just so sudden. It's so like, we did Project Blue and we're taking a break from it. We're shelving it for a little bit. And now it's all Silver Age all the time. And that is where I'm like a little suspicious, a little put off by it. But I'm excited. I'm playing Silver Age. I'm testing Silver Age heavily, both in streams and on the side. I'm very interested in Silver Age being a good format. I like that gives a reason for competitive players to show up to Sage Armories. Hi, Brandon. Absolutely true. It'll encourage top players to actually play Sage. I like that. I mean, I liked a lot about the keynote and what I heard. I'm less interested in Compendium. I was planning to go to the world premiere in London, and there are a couple reasons that I'm not. One is I don't want to go to London in February. Two is that it is Silver Age, it is Compendium. I'm just not super interested in the flavor of it. Like, I really wanted Monarch 3. I'm still not fucking going. I wanted Monarch 3 to be the set, and like that would have been a format that I was really, and like a set that I'm really interested in being on the ground floor of. But for the Compendium release, I'm like not feeling it. Morning Pyronic. Scar into 4. Scar into 5. I'm just gonna, yeah, we just block with Sigil. I'm at a much higher life total, so my Scar is gonna go in Arsenal. Ian, this is where Garland is gonna shine. I get to do a 2-card 9 that makes an embodiment on the back end, and maybe makes an embodiment on the front end. What else did I like about the recent announcements? The shift to away from ELO to World Tour points is like, I like it because I don't like ELO. Monarch 3 better bring Goth Girl, Prism, Shadow Illusionist Her, and the Church are no longer BFFs. There's no way that Prism isn't... Prism is going to be like a light villain. And I'm here for it. I am fully down for Prism being the secret bad guy. That's where I think they're going, is that the light is actually not okay, and there might be a split. So you should have macros. That'd be an interesting idea. Let's let Sage play out before we decide if Sage should have like higher power stuff. Reinforced. Okay. Why did you give me all your equipment for this? That's pretty interesting. Sirens go back up to 8, sure, whatever. Arsenal to Scar for a Scar. So I like the shift to World Tour points because I don't like ELO. At the same time, I am a little... I don't need to block this yet. I am... It's weird. So I don't go to enough events, and I don't do well in events that I will ever qualify for a thing based on World Tour points. Maybe Showdowns is how I get into it, because maybe people aren't going to want to, like top players won't want to play Silver Age, and so I can like kind of scum some people, but I don't, like Brandon said, I don't think that's going to happen. I do like that pro quests don't give any sort of points, because now there is no incentive for good players, high elo players, not to play in pro quests. I don't like that there's very little chance that I ever get to play in a big event. But that's just, you know, the nature of it. I feel like this Ira hasn't triggered hero power even once. They got one. This Lightning Surge is going to go in Arsenal, and I'm going to be super sad when they smash up me. Pretty excited at the prospects of Showdowns. Gold foils for top 4 is going to get pros coming out. I'm excited for the prospect. I'm also sad that they're clearly saying that we are stuck with Blade Beckoner equipment. Like, Blade Beckoner equipment sucks. It's a good baseline. I don't like that it's so ubiquitous. I was really hoping that Penn was going to give enough alternatives that you just wouldn't see Blade Beckoners ever. All right, I'm gonna trust you that we're cool. I'm gonna trust you that I don't need to care about what this last card is. If this is Smash Up, I'll cry. Because I could have sent this Lightning Surge, and I didn't. But the gold foil is cool, and like the gold foil Blossom of Spring is interesting. Just Edge? Is this Snatch? This has to be Snatch, right? Seek, okay. Sure. So I give you Boots. I want Blade Beckoner to be a filler for the slot your class doesn't have a better option for. I just want there to be those options, though. What does this hand do? I cannot turn on Skizzik if I block with either of my non-attacks, and then my hand is just 4/4/3 if I block with Skizzik. Okay, so we just do this then. Right. And I get to do 4/4/6. Or I guess 7/4 something. See what Briar does. Isn't there like 100 equipment pieces coming in pen? I think it's like 20. I would like it to be 100. I don't want Blade Beckoner to be played. It's just, like, it's good. I'm glad that it's a baseline. It's just boring. I should not do this. I should do Entwine, Fuse Sizzle, then Break Chain, Play Sizzle, Play Lightning Surge. Withhold information. Don't let Ira know that the last card in my hand sucks and that I don't want it. The World Tour points is interesting. I'm glad it exists. I won't benefit from it, but I hate ELO. I really, really hate the feeling of going positive in an event and then losing points for the weekend. It's like so unintuitive. I really hate that feeling. I despise it. So even if there's less of a chance that I get to qualify for a cool thing based on points, I'm glad that ELO is gone. I like the idea of showdowns for the reasons I said. It just gives, new players the knowledge that if they're on the budget format and there's a calling in their city, they're going to be able to go compete at a big event. Hopefully the pricing is better. The pricing being I'm just going to arsenal this Skizzik. And by pricing, I mean like entry pricing. Oh, you're just going to pass? GG's. By pricing, I mean entry pricing. So like what you get for signing up. Because the Battle Hardened promos like universally suck. Hopefully the sign-up promos are a little bit better. As far as sequencing, I don't think this super matters. Let's not break the chain, just in case of more sirens. Want Blade Beckoner to be filler for the slot your class is a better option for. I agree. It should exist. I just don't want it to be the emphasis. More than 80, with 50 being Sage legal. Pen is such a huge set. They're going really hard on just cards in Pen. Very interesting. Super excited to see how that goes. How do you feel about such a swingy format being 6 rounds of PT Yokohama? We are I assume you're talking about Sage. We are one set and multiple. Okay, so you're dead. Unless this is a D-React. Because that was your last polarity? Yeah. We are multiple BNRs and a set away from seeing what Silver Age looks like. Hey, thanks, Briar. When it's done, I am not going to judge anything on Silver Age like as a format going forward until we get more BNRs and Pen. I'm totally fine to talk about their implementation of it. Like, I am tentatively excited that Sage is getting such a push in 2026, but I'm also nervous that they're pushing it so hard after they did that with LL and it sucked. But as far as like, is Sage a swingy format? I cannot speculate on that yet. I think there are decks that are better than others. I think there is a top of the meta, which we will talk about after this game, actually. I need to show you all what Fablazing has been doing while I've been gone. There are definitely decks that can kill you from 20 in a turn. They can at least present 20 damage in a single turn. Briar is one of them. Ira is one of them. All of the rune blades can stack rune chants, though I don't think that that's necessarily the best thing they're going to be doing. Is this the same Ira? And are we going first again? I guess I'll play it out. This is less exciting. But I'm not going to say like, oh, they shouldn't do pen based, or they shouldn't do, I just want to get a fry out of my hand. They shouldn't do Sage as a tier 4 format based on how the format is now. Like, if we get to Yokohama and, like, Ira is still heads and tails above the rest of every deck, then, yeah, maybe there's a problem. Maybe they shouldn't have done that. But overall, I'm fine with it in theory. I am interested to see what Sage looks like after the top players have to start caring about it. Did you see that LL was downgraded to a special format alongside Blitz? It's not listed as a competitive format on the mothership anymore. I have seen that. I don't mind it. I'm very okay with that being the case. I don't think we're done with LL. What I would like them to do with LL, what I hope they do, is start using the format for, like, skirmishes this year. Like, Blitz is gone. Use LL as the skirmish format alongside draft or whatever set it is. Actually get data the way that they're supposed to. I'm just taking this damage and sending 14 arsenaling sigil. Ira has resources floating, so I'm not really interested in giving sigil now. I will just sit on it. It's the Lupinefiasco. Highly. So I would like them to start gathering more data for LL the way that they should have originally, and then bring it back as a tier 3 or tier 4 format after they have actually curated the ban list, or at least figured out, do they want LL to be legacy or vintage, or even have two formats. Have the vintage format with heroes, and we don't need to warp the format around them anymore. 50 is a lot. 50 is a lot of equipment. If anyone is still using Blade Beckner equipment after Pen as like their best in slot, I'm pretty sad about it. Mr. Fiasco, we've obviously heard from Mrs. Fiasco that she doesn't want to get to know us or hang out with us. What do I think about that? Listen, Matthew, as someone who has met and hung out with you, I don't blame her. Would you ever consider getting boxes of Pen to open on stream so that you don't have to, Spencer? How dare you? How dare you ask me to spend my money so you don't have to? I could do box breaks on stream, especially if Pen looks good. I'm thinking of skipping London because I don't want to pay a bunch for an international trip for a set that I'm like not super interested in. And London in February like is not good. The way that Lauren described it to me is it's cold and wet and bad with none of the charm of the holidays, which seems like a fair criticism. And we just got word that there's going to be a tournament in San Diego the next weekend, which happens to be... Do I think I'm going to be able to use all of my D-reacts? Because this line only makes sense. Blocking with Skizik and a Sigil only makes sense if I get to use multiple cards. I need to be able to use two of these because I assume the Snatch won't hit. I think this is fine because there isn't... you know what? I think I'm going to block with... I think I'm supposed to block with the Snatch. I think that's the way I need to do this turn. I could open boxes on stream. I'd be into that. I haven't done box breaks before. I'd be into it. Sage's success feels like it really depends on what Pen does to it. I think it depends on Pen. I think it depends on the bands. As the format consolidates, as people start caring about it, I will be following along with what the top decks are and like what makes them the top decks. And yeah, there is a good chance that, like, aside from pen, it also just depends on what are they banning. If we do block. The bands need to be good as well. I've really been enjoying your comedy stuff. The BNR that really got me good. Thank you. I appreciate you. What tourneys am I looking at going to next year? So far, it's just Calling San Diego that I know I'm going to. Hey, I get to cash in all of my D-Reacts. Looking at going to Calling San Diego. Nationals in whatever month that is in Minneapolis. Looking at going to... excuse me. Oh, that's rude. Looking at going to Nationals Mini, Pro Tour in Vegas. The nice thing about the US events is even if you don't qualify for them, you just go. Because they're right there. Although Vegas in July is never fun, I get that they're probably getting the venues for very cheap, but I wish they would stop doing that. Is this hand good? This hand is good. This hand gets to do +2, Weave Lightning, Lightning Surge, Entwine, Fuse, Flittering, Play Flittering. I am going to block this Kodachi with my Blade Beckoner. For whatever reason, I just gotta read. I gotta read that Ira wants these Kodachis to hit. Attorneys, I'm pumped that we're getting another calling in Montreal so soon, February 27th. Pyronic, how is Canada in February? Or I guess how is Montreal in February? Is it cold? Is it not good? Like what's... I guess I'm taking this damage, unfortunately. Like what's the vibe over there? I think it says romance like a Valentine's Fab event. You're so right. My partner's favorite thing is to just sit and watch me play card games. RTNs are going to be 2 times sweatier with no ELO backup invitations. I mean, that's fine. Like, I want sweaty RTNs. Hey, look, it's Ira doing Ira things. My hand is not good anymore. I guess I just block 4 and die. Because Ira got to be aggressive and go second. It'll probably be pretty cold. We drove up to Set Premier from Vermont. We love the snow up here, though. See, I'm Californian. I'm not a snow guy. I do not enjoy snow the same way. Yeah, play the Lightning Surge, sit on the Captain's Call, try to do something with it. Get my embodiment, which is nice. Get some non-attacks, which is nice. Just be Kodachi locked, which is not nice. I guess I need to... I'm not going to block here? I don't know. This game is over. I feel like this game was probably over for a while. Okay. Cool. I outvalued the Ira, which is interesting. Yeah, but then she gets the Bluster buff too. Yeah, this game was not... That was not going to be a winning game for my position. Going first in the aggro mirror and then Ira actually drawing pretty well. My hands were fine, just not great. Hey, I get to go second in the aggro mirror now, and it's against Aurora. I hope I lose this game so that I get to point to it and say, look, Aurora's better than Briar. Best Runeblade, clearly. What else is going on? The Twitter bans for Silver Age are kind of interesting, and I'm real curious to see what those look like. In general, I don't trust the Fab community to get bans correct. As someone who frequently advocates for bans, I am expecting us to get them wrong. Interesting. Let's see how this goes. I haven't seen this loadout for Aurora before. I mean, I have the potential to take a lot of damage here because one of the cards in my hand doesn't block. Okay, cool. I get to... Aurora sets up, which is like good for her, but I don't die. Which is nice. I enjoy not just taking infinite damage. How do I want to play this hand? Should join our Betsy Band Super Pack. So this hand sadly doesn't convert unless I want to play Burn Up for just Shock, which I don't want to do. What I can do is play Burn Up Shock, Fry. I don't want to pitch to Starfall because of all the Blade Beckner equipment. I think I do want to Burn Up Shock because my opponent is holding 5 cards. I want to force her off of that. And the hand really doesn't convert if I don't do this. Question is, do I want to break Bracers of Belief? I think I do because I want Fry to have a break point, which it otherwise doesn't. I can just see Ice being permabanned every season with Ira just missing bans every season. I mean, it is real interesting, right? Ooh, are you taking infinite damage this turn? My opponent is taking infinite damage this turn. That's scary. I am not going to worry about pushing extra damage. I'm just going to get 5 more and then arsenal this Flittering and likely need to be defensive. I'm just trying to survive this turn. I mean, we'll see what she does, right? But she wants a 5-card hand, so I assume it's something good. Burn Up Shock is a pretty good one. The community will get bans wrong. You threaten to advocate for banning whatever deck I play. I'm definitely banning whatever deck you play, Ian. No, the community will absolutely get bans wrong, which is where I'm like, okay, like this is kind of interesting to see what the community does. I am not confident that they will get it right. And I don't think that's unreasonable to say. Play the second strike that you showed me. I have taken damage. I think I'm blocking like this. I'm not going to stop this trigger, but I am kind of thinking, what if Aurora had to pitch into Starfall? I do get to threaten lethal with this hand still. I should probably play as much Icelander as I can before she gets a hate ban. As Alien, ult him first on the chopping block. Alright, so this I'm going to let connect. I'll take 6. See what Aurora's going to do with the last card in her hand. Yeah, I think the community... Static Shock's a pretty good one. I think the community is just going to advocate for whatever deck they hate and not for whatever deck is actually, like, problematic. And yeah, they will get it wrong. The Flesh and Blood community is not good at identifying what card should be banned. I am not good at identifying what cards should be banned. Because I don't think of the ramifications of like, well, this card's actually a problem. This card is like, there really isn't. You just took all of it? Oh my god. What did you think I was going to do? Just like discharge into something? I mean, alright. Sure. That was, or maybe they just didn't want to play the game. I have certainly, you've watched me just pass through lethal because I didn't want to keep playing the game, so that's reasonable. Against Chain. Against Chain, I would like to go second. I am not as concerned about them setting up the shackle because I don't think that's what they're trying to do. This is an interesting one because I have been playing against Chain. I've been playing with Chain in my off time. Arcane Polarity is often okay, but the amount of times that I've watched a Chain player just like play a thing, or I've just played a thing and then had someone play Arcane Polarity for one, like more frequent than you would expect. So I'm thinking let's try this without the Arcane Polarity. I'm scared it'll be a single vote instead of a ranked choice voting. I'd rather not strategically vote. I also hope it's ranked choice. As we see from not Flesh and Blood voting, ranked choice is generally pretty good. You are on 82. Okay. Unless you're actually using Crown of Dichotomy for its effect, which I've never seen someone do. Chain out your shackle into Vexing. I'm gonna take the 1 here, unfortunately. Just to have cards to block the follow-up. Oh. Oh, okay, great. Okay. I need to spam LSS with the old C. Whoa. You're breaking Runehold on turn 0? Someone is very confident in the third top card of their deck. Fourth top card of their deck. Well, how do you feel about this? Please block. Or just take infinite damage. Yeah, I do hope it's ranked choice. As we've seen from real world elections, ranked choice is the better option. Which is just, you know, it makes people more likely, oh my god, you are pitching to it. Our opponent is on one, as they say. Which just makes it more likely that people actually get their voice heard. But that would be nice just to be able to identify, like, these are the 4 decks or the 5 decks that I think are actually problematic. Yeah, I am not confident that the players are going to get it right. There's going to be a lot of like, well, I just hate this deck personally. Yeah, I am going to send the Snatch. And if you have another 4 in hand, then I'm sad about it. Reduce the rune chain. Oh, okay. I haven't seen the, like, super reduced chain yet. The, like, rune chant stack chain. I've seen more of the mid-rangey, like, more aggressive chain. So that's... Yeah, I'm not expecting this, but you're totally right. That's the read. Yeah, I just haven't seen reduce in chain. I imagine the first couple of votes will have severe technical issues. The first couple of votes are going to be just a mess. So my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is that there is no vote for pen season. We get pen, it just releases. Yikes. This hand can convert if I want it to. So we do Entwine, Fuse Skizzic into Flittering Charge with Press. I can pitch the Skizzic to Starfall, Scar for a Scar, or I can Arsenal the Skizzic. And I don't know which one I'd rather do. It kind of, I guess it depends on how Chain is going to block for the rest of this turn. It's one more Reduce. As far as I know, the card in Arsenal is not AD React. Press here. I don't really want to get the Skizzic stuck in my arsenal. Although, sorry. I've only seen, okay, never mind. I've only seen one non-attack action. I am going to Arsenal the Skizzic. in the hopes that the top 4 cards of my deck have 2 non-attacks and I can actually get rid of it. Okay, Chain takes a bunch of damage. Arsenal the Skizik. We're bad players. We immediately get it wrong. Should have sent the Starfall. So I'm blocking with this Skizik. You have to have played an event to get a vote on bans. It's on the website. Okay. That's more exciting. Deathly Whale. You are going to make a rune chant from this. I am going to sigil you. You have no floating resources. You have no spell void. So this will connect. Which means I'm blocking with second strike. I am not confident that the Rabble will connect, which would turn on the second strike. But I guess, yeah, I can make this block. It's 3 either way, and if the Rabble connects, then I'm actually up. You take a point of damage. You have an action point but no resources and no way to get them, so you can't Reaping Blade me. Rabble for 4. Reduce. Yeah. I'm going to not play the Skizik. For the same reason, which is, surely I draw non-attack soon. Smile. Okay, that's more exciting, that you have to have played an event. Ooh, going to 1, and I just showed you Sigil of Suffering? My opponent is bold. Hey, we found non-attacks. And my opponent didn't find Rune Gate. I have also experienced this with Chain. You're like, they're here, right? Oh no, my Arcane Seed's life isn't going to gain me life because of Reaping Blade. So, we do Seed's life. I'll try to gain life anyway. Fail. Weave Lightning. Send Skizzy. Our opponent should not be taking damage. Oh, excuse me. I definitely got a cold while I was in Philly. Now, why did I get a cold? Did I get it on the plane? Did I get it from the convention center? Did I get it from the guys in my house? Okay, you're super dead. It could be any number of reasons. But I definitely got a cold. So, excuse me for all of the coughing. Oh, is Yellow Moth? This deck is wild. I do like Deathly Well, though. Ooh. I had more coffee. Icelander. AB1 Spell Void 1. Putting in the blues. Taking out Sigil, Second Strike Lightning form. That all seems right. You didn't get one? Yeah, it must have been the house, or the convention center then. Hey, this hand functions. Oh no, my hero doesn't have a power that lets me pitch Heaven's Claws into Starfall and then make an embodiment of lightning. Instead, my hand does Flittering Charge, Press, Pitch. I will pitch this Captain's Call. I will pitch this Heaven's Claws? I don't know. I might regret that. Okay. Do Flittering Charge? One of the friends I went to Philly with is immunocompromised, so all of us masked all weekend and none of us got sick. I should start wearing a mask when I go to these events. Someone pointed out that as a content creator, it is helpful when people can see my whole face. And I have too big of an ego to not be recognized at events, so, you know, it was always going to be doomed. Push 4, are you going to give me Blade Beckoner for Starfall? I assume so, you've got 3 pieces of it. Oh, never mind. Alright, get some good damage there. Fuse. Not fuse. Okay. Take my 5. Because my hand doesn't block. I don't need to play this. I can start with Fry. Hey, JLo. LMAO. Sigil of Lightning so bad? No, Sigil of Lightning just paid for my Starfall. Sigil of Lightning was 2 whole points of damage. Actually, it was 5. It was 5 points of damage. Do the discharge here. I know that this isn't an ice card because Icelander didn't fuse it, and there's for the Ice Vein, and there's no reason for her to do that. If it isn't an ice card, I would also assume that it isn't like Wounded Bowl. I guess I was higher on life, so it could have not been Wounding Bowl, or could have been Wounding Bowl, and she just wanted to get more value from it. What does this hand do? This hand blocks with Heaven's Claws and Blade Beckoner Boots. Again, assuming this is not an ice card, I don't need the blue. I get to turn on Skizzik. Send Rabble. I might break my Garland here. Just to push more down. Oh, she still has the Blade Beckoner. I don't need to do that. Know what up, man? Love watching Lupine while defending my deck's lack of an Earth package in the comment section of Flesh and Bad's video on it. Are you playing, Jay, are you playing like full ice Jarl? Are you a true gamer? Icelander does have Spellfray Cloak. She could pitch to this if she wanted to. Icelander has to block or she'll die. I am going to send the Rabble. Rabble isn't lethal, but it does put her under pressure, which is something I'm actively interested in doing. JLo top 8'd one of the Battle Hardens in Philly. What a gamer. Could never be me. I also never played one of the Battle Hardens in Philly. Wounded Bull. What is the best way to get value from this hand? The best way to get value from this hand is to play Arcane Seed's Life. Maybe not. If I play Arcane Seed's Life, it's just block 8. It's just block 8. If I play Arcane Seed's Life, she gives me a blue to the Spellfire Cloak and then use the floating resource to the ping from Arcanic Shockwave. I'd rather just, I mean, I do this, I push a point. I also say, here's a Lightning Press. Are you going to block 7? Because if you don't, you die. Jay, what were you playing? Oh, was it the Ice Jarl? Okay. Yep, and then she just, like, she knows that I have the Lightning Press, so she can never not block around Lightning Press, which means that the game just ends. Oh, it was Ice Vein. Interesting. My hand does Sizzle, okay. Yeah, I'll just go to 5. I don't believe she has a way to play at instant speed from hand. Well, I'll even make an embodiment. Here's 10 go again, 9 go again. And I have a lightning press. Give me a good game. Wow. See, it's just such a funny format. First game I ever played of it, I mashed into an Azalea who goes first and shoots me for 16 dominate with like 4 on hits. It do be like that sometimes. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I will be back, and we, when I am back, are going to take a quick look over at my sponsor, Fablazing.com, because they have a Silver Age thing. In the meantime, please enjoy the video that I open my streams with, in case you haven't seen it.
What's up, Daily Fab Gamers? Thank you so much for watching my stream. Before you jump into this red-hot action, let's review the rules. Don't be a dick. This should go without saying, but better safe than sorry. Chat with me. You know that I can talk at my computer for hours, but it's more fun when my computer talks back. And let's have a good time. I don't mind getting sweaty, but we can have fun while we do it. Use the chat command deck for a link to the list I'm playing here. It's also in the video description. Some of these decks are sick, and you might want to play them in real life. In that case, let me refer you to Hemel from the Bazaar. It's never been more affordable to play in the flesh and blood. Players have been buying the cards they need from Hemel for years. I started buying from him in 2023 and have never found a better deal. The Bazaar's prices are the lowest for singles, full sets, and class sets, including new releases. Super Slam singles and more are available now and ship both domestically and internationally. Use the command Hemel for contact info, then reach out to see what he can do for you. Now settle in and get cozy, because the stream begins now.
Okay, me. So what the intro didn't show you is that there is a data command, which will take you to Fablazing.com, which is what we're going to look at right now. So Fablazing was already a great site when it was just doing CC Living Legend Blitz. I used it a lot for Classic Constructed to see what my Syndra win rates were into other heroes, and more importantly, what tech I could bring in for those heroes. But I have been bothering Fablazing to do the same thing for Silver Age, and they finally did it, and I am super excited about it. So you can use the meta tool, meta tab, to look at the Silver Age meta. It's going to give you the win rates for top heroes based on representation of the meta. For now, this is all scraped from Talishar. So that means that of all the matches a Silver Age played on Talishar, 7.6 of them were Ira, 6.6 of them were Briar, 5.6 were Azalea, and so on. I like that they used the Starvo picture for Bravo Flattering Showman. That threw me for a bit. You can also see their win rates, so it's really nice for tracking if you are building a deck, or if you're putting sideboard guides together, what heroes do you need to respect? Like, what are you going to see the most often, and will they win? So, for example, Icelander is one of the top 6 heroes in the format based on representation. She has a 46% win rate. So while your deck does need to have a plan for Icelander, because you are likely to see her, you don't super need to worry about being hard teched for her. Like, I'm bringing in Arcane Polarities and blues, but I could probably even play fewer blues. I probably don't need Arcane Polarity for Icelander because she just isn't that good. You can also see what the top matchups are for the heroes. So like for Briar, let's load the Briar analysis, and we can even see based on, my list, am I missing anything? You get all of this for free. If you are a Patreon or a Fablazing member, you can even see more cards. that Briar could be running. So as far as the frequency, we're seeing that 96.8% of Briars are playing Burn Up Shock, 96.3% are playing Arcane Seed's Life. So I'm just scrolling through and I'm going to see, am I missing anything? So far the answer is no. I'm not seeing anything yet that really jumps out. One would be Malefic Incantation at 2 copies in 55.2% of decks. I am on 1 right now. Only seeing 41.4% playing 2 Electrostatic Discharge is kind of interesting. We've got Yellow Flourish. This time an attack would gain power this turn instead it gains that much +3. That's kind of interesting. If you need a non-attack, it combines with the Nibilisms, Captain's Calls, Weave Lightnings, Lightning Presses. So that's... I would not have considered Flourish as an option for turning on my Briar ability, but that's something I might want to look at. Seeing Bramble Spark down here, but I'm not playing enough Earth cards to justify it. Though I guess if I was playing Flourish, maybe I would be, between that and Arcane Seeds. Harness Lightning down here. So this is really what I like about Fablazing, is it shows you cards that you might not have considered for your deck. It shows you equipment as well. Though without enough frequency, Boots, Helm, Starfall, Blossom, we don't see a glove spot. We can check the matchup spread as well. Oh, these are just matches. What if we saw more? What if we did a matchup matrix, which is another tool that exists within Fablazing? Format, we can go to Silver Age. Data source would be Talishar. And here is where we see matchup matrices for all of the different heroes. So again, this is now sorted by, again, representation and win rate, and then you can track across. Ira apparently has a terrible Briar matchup, which I would not have expected. You can dig in deeper to any individual matchup and see, we should be able to see win rate as well as key cards in the matchup. So Ira going first is at 37.8% into Briar. Ira going second is only at 50.3%. From the Briar side, we can see what Briars are bringing in. Oh, this is from the Ira perspective, excuse me. So we can see from the Ira perspective. I want to see from the Briar perspective. From the Briar perspective, apparently bringing in blues corresponds with a higher win rate. Rune Razor Swarm has a higher win rate. Chest Puff? What are these Briars doing? Chest Puff being a... I guess if you're playing the blues, that makes sense. You get to, like, pitch blue to Starfall, use the 2 floating to Chest Puff for 6. This is weird, but this is what's happening. Like, people are doing this. And this is all information that you can get on fablazing.com. So I really like it. You can see, again, representation, what is being played, and when you are deck building based on what's being played and what your hero statistically has a bad matchup into, what do you need to tech against. So as Briar, I have a bad Azalea win rate, I have a bad Bravo win rate, bad Oldhim win rate. We just proved this wrong. But I'm good into all of these heroes. So if I'm building out Briar and I'm teching, I need to say, well, my Iyslander win rate is only 50, so maybe I need more blues, but maybe I need D-React for Azalea, Bravo, and Oldhim, or at least these are the heroes that I need to test against. If I'm going to London or San Diego, I need to actually be testing against my buddy who plays Flattering Showman or Oldhim so that I can figure out, well, how do I actually win this matchup? What are the sample size on these blues? Let's find out. Let's see if we can navigate to this. Analyze the matchup. From the Briar perspective, frequency is 4.1. I mean, it's small sample sizes, right? There are only 26 games represented with Heaven's Claws out of 638. So very small sample size for sure. When we start getting into like The higher represented cards we see, we can sort by frequency. So when we get into the very high frequency cards, we can see that the win rate is not really increased significantly on anything that you wouldn't expect to be playing all the time. Let's decrease the win rate and check some of the higher percentage cards, if there are any, that we might see, like, oh, I wouldn't have expected Electrostatic Discharge is a highly represented card that apparently, especially going first, lowers our win rate, corresponds with a negative win rate. Malefic Incantation, Bramble Spark. That's kind of interesting. Like, maybe that's something I start looking at, especially going first against Briar. With my win rate so low, maybe I do need to start boarding out Electrostatic Discharge and bring in something else. Maybe the blue 3 blocks that are apparently corresponding with a higher win rate. So that's Fablazing. We're definitely going to be referring to this more on the stream as I play more Silver Age and especially start testing other decks. Steven says try my Acilio, perhaps later, but not right now. Now I'm playing Briar, which we're going to get back to. So far nothing that really jumps out as like I need to make an immediate change to what I'm doing with my Briar deck, but this one. But it is interesting for deck building, right? Like maybe we do work on getting a second Malefic Incantation in the list, or maybe as I am testing against more decks, yeah, we do need to start bringing in Heaven's Claws more frequently. I still don't know what for, though. I want to go second into Phi. Like, nothing in my deck costs resources besides Starfall, and unlike Aurora, I don't have a hero power that lets me put the 2 floating resources into something. So if I was going to retool Briar a bit, I mean, I have the Lightning form. I could put in Chest Puff. I would need to find a way to spend resources on something that isn't just my weapon. Unless the point of bringing in Heaven's Claws against Ira going first, I thought this was... Oh, yeah. It was weird. Is just that it has block value. Mounting Anger for 4, go again. This is an interesting hand because it sucks. So I'm totally fine saving armor here. I was thinking I would put Blade Beckoner and Skizik in front of the Mounting Anger and hold on to my Weave Lightning, but it's just not great. We're definitely blocking 3. Do I care about the 1 point? I don't care about Snatch Drawing because there's no Snapdragon. There's no way to give it go again. The question is, do I care about going to 19? I think the answer is no, because I have 2 Scarfera Scars in my deck. And if I draw into 1 here, then I'm in a pretty good spot. Yikes. We draw a Runeblade hand. So I can do a 3-card 4. I don't regret any of the ways in which I blocked. I regret that I drew a hand that sucks. I'm going to play this Discharge just to get rid of it. I don't want a blocking card, but then I'm just going to end my turn. That was sad. You're late. Nice. 2-1 time. We get there. What are you? Oh, yeah. Art of the Dragon for just 5. I can start blocking with some equipment. What am I doing with this hand? I can do... I think I am saving this Captain's Call. I'm just going to do Fry, Break Chain, Nimblism, Garland, Lightning Form, Press It. I'm okay with that. I don't think that I need to play the Captain's Call this turn, and I'd rather have the Captain's Call in Arsenal for a brick than I'd rather have the Nimblism for a brick. Do I want to break my bracers here? I think the answer is no. I don't believe that I need to. Maybe I should have Captain's Call to secure embodiment? Possibly? I could have seen that. That if I was going to save a card anyway, I can save the discharge and start with an embodiment. Yeah, I like that. This hand is almost good. I mean, this hand is fine, right? So the problem with this hand is that the sizzle affects the shockwave, but cannot be played on the shockwave. And I don't have my Garland anymore to pay for Starfall, so I am probably just blocking with Sizzle. I still get to send a 2-card 8. Here we can start cashing in our armor just to prevent damage. I suspect that something big is coming. I would like to keep cards in hand to deal with it. Brandford 3 is where we have a question of how do we want to deal with what Fi is doing? Do we want to try to win the game on our next turn, or are we just trying to survive? The Sizzle can't fuse with the Shockwave, but it can affect the Shockwave. I think I'm going to not block here. And we'll just see what the last, what else is there? What's coming? I don't care about the Phoenix Flame. If I has AB 0, so I'm confident that the Sigil is going to block for 4. Here's where we're going to cash that in, because I get full value from it. Oh, okay. Great. We can present... I believe what we're going to do is break bracers, play Sizzle, Shockwave for 9, go again, see what Fi does about that, and then we're playing our Rabble this turn. The question is, am I also playing Captain's Call to give it +2? The answer is yes. If Fi's just going to give me a bunch of 2 blocks, then I don't think that he can actually stop 6. And I am right. There. Sage is like CC in this way. I'm never going to look at going second in an aggro mirror as like, oh, we got there. Like, obviously, of course. You have to draw very poorly, or your opponent has to draw very well for you to lose going second in an aggro mirror. But even then, I mean, we had that turbo brick of a hand that even still got there against Riptide. I guess second? Sure. I don't know what this hero does. Do we expect another round of Sage bans before Pen lands, or is the plan to let the format be until new stuff has a chance to shake it up? I wouldn't be surprised if we get a round of bans in Sage before Pen. I certainly hope we get a round of bans before Pen. Okay. It's great for me. I get to actually convert this hand, which is neat. I would like a round of bans in Sage. I want them to give the format as much time to balance as they can. It doesn't have to be with the December 15th ban, but I do want them to give the format more attention than they gave LL or Silver or CC. I mean, CC, I'm still asking for bans. Like, it's still wild to me that we're in the high seas meta because Verdance has barely been touched, Gravy wasn't touched enough, and Syndra's never received a ban. Take cover, reload, not reload. I'll snatch here, send the Arcane, see if we can get another card out of Riptide. I'm kind of assuming Riptide's lines are just going to be 2-card 7s. Like, play a lace, load an arrow, shoot the arrow. Hey, we got there. Never mind, Riptide's playing a 3-card hand. Oh, this hand is pretty okay. What did you just do? Oh, Death Dealer. Garland Death Dealer? Okay. Okay. Searing Shot 4, let's call it 13 Inertia. Hey, Joshua. Am I just keeping my hand? Probably. The Seed's Life, if the Seed's Life and the Burn Up Shock were switched, I think I would block with the Seeds. But as it is, I'm just not going to do... We take the damage. I'm going to convert the entire hand. I get to do Seed's Life, Burn Up Shock, play Shockwave with the Go Again, Fuse Sizzle, play Sizzle, break Bracer's Flittering Charge. I feel torn on CC right now because overall the format feels like it's in a good place, but it's also become very stale. I totally agree. Like, I'm not surprised that LSS hasn't banned it. There are two reasons that I think they should. The first being, yes, it's very stale. Verdant's Gravy have been top decks for 6 months. Syndra has been a top deck for 3. And before Syndra, it was just a different aggro deck. Why I'm confused that they haven't done any bans is when they did the 0.5x announcement, or the 0.5x change, they very specifically said, we are going to curate the format more. We are going to be heavier handed because the 0.5x modifier on LL points is a window for us to adjust heroes before they become problematic. And I don't feel like that has been met. I feel like we are... Yes, Verdant, Syndra, and Gravy are not technically problematic. Oh, I see. That's cool. Tar Pit Trap there was pretty messed up. I am going to Bracers here, not because we're going to connect with the Burn Up Shock, which is already passed, but because I want Riptide to have to give me another card to stop the Flittering Charge from killing him. He can't just give me Boots. He has to give me something else. I guess he could give me Mask. I didn't realize this Mask blocks. It's been a while since I've seen it. Yeah, LSS just said that they were going to do more frequent bans and they were going to curate the format more, and then they just haven't. It's like, but you said you would. Molten Shot for 7. I do have an Embodiment of Earth. This is going to put me lower on life. This Skizzik doesn't have Go Again, and I can't give it Go Again. The most I can do with this Skizzik is fuse it with Shockwave. So I can take 5, go to 2. Send Scar for a Scar, Break Chain, Nimblism, Shockwave, Fuse, Skizzik. I don't think that's worth it. If I could turn the Skizzik on, I think I'd be okay with it. The other unfortunate part of this turn is that I can't turn on Sword. LS would never lie about the upcoming ban lister cards. It doesn't sound like them. I feel like LSS is really trying their best, and they just keep getting it wrong. And I hear people say, like, LSS is so good at admitting their mistakes or apologizing for their mistakes. And it's like, yes, they are good at apologizing for their mistakes, but they still keep making them. I do need to break the chain because I need to threaten lethal. Part of me just wants to send Shockwave and Arsenal to Nimblism. The problem is Riptide can go to 3. And if he's got Pump Arrow, then we're in trouble. Makes me concerned that they aren't going to balance Sage. I want to believe that they will. I feel like they did such a good job balancing Project Blue that they wouldn't let Sage just kind of languish there, but I could totally be wrong. We get to burn up Shock. We get to Captain's Call for +2. I get to Garland Lightning Form. Oh my god, you're pitching to the Arcane. We're so up. You're up tremendous, as they say. I get to Garland out Lightning Form. I'd rather do 7 and 4 instead of 6 and 5 for using the +2 from Captain's Call. The way to fix this is that one of the only companies this keeps happening to. And people keep saying, like, well, okay, but here's the thing, is Fab on its best day is still, or on its worst day is still better than Magic on its best day. And yes, that's true. But we've had a lot of bad days lately. I would like to stop seeing the bad days. My god, I'm like, am I dead? Holy shit. I guess I'll take 2. And then we win? Just ban Red, Pummels, and Simons to start with Sage. I think I could see Pummel going. I guess just wanted to go next. Like, surely you can block with the Tar Pit Trap there. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you block with the Headshot, you block with the Tar Pit Trap, you take 1, go to 1. As you have successfully turned off the Burn Up Shock again. Getting the 2 Tar Pit Traps to line up with the Burn Up Shocks was rude. I Lightning Surge you. You block with Drill Shot, Pitfall Trap. I go to 2, and I'm sad. And then my next turn... Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm... Yeah, Joel. Like, I think I die here. I think this was a game that I'm not supposed to win. Yeah, GG, Joel. Siren's Bane would be funny because of both buffs and nerfs Ira. And they definitely need to bring down Ira. Like, heading over to Fablazing.com, there are just a few decks with more than a 60% win rate, which is, like, not okay. There are multiple decks with more than, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 decks with over a 55% win rate. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are Guardians. Which is hilarious to see. I go first against Pleiades. That seems right. So that she can't just set up on me. And then I am sort of sad about this hand. I'm just going to pass. And if she wants to do something, then I will go. Okay, cool. We found another attack. We were rocking Sage at Final Cut last night. It was cool. Am I supposed to just take the Boulder Drop and, like, top Captain's Call? I think so. This was definitely turned into a hand where I really would have loved to go second. Oh, that's not good for me. All right, so far this game is going very poorly. So I'm just going to Arsenal the Burn Up Shock and wait. It's crazy that they made a new 20 health 40 card format and it has the exact same problems of the prior 20 health 40 card formats. I disagree because this one costs $20 compared to the last 20 health format, which cost $1,000. This format is also just started. Like, I am very willing to give LSS a lot of space on Sage. If we get to the end of Pen season and you still have 10 decks with over a 55% win rate, and you have 3 decks with over a 60% win rate, then we can start talking about, like, You really screwed up. This was a problem. This was handled poorly. Oh, you're talking about Commoner? Okay, yeah. That I get. I never played Commoner. I didn't pay attention to it. Commoner existed at literally one time, which was the gold foil event on the Sunday of every calling, which, like, okay. Sage being a much more represented, like, more popular, widely represented format, that one I'm less willing to give it space. But yeah, this is at the end of pen season. So I've lost this game, right? I'm going to block 3. The question is, oh, we're supposed to block with seeds, right? Because Pleiades has the to be continued. Yeah. So we are just pushing 9 here. And waiting for the to be continueds to fall off. If at the end of pen season there are still problematic decks and LSS isn't fixing them, then I'm like, okay, you guys screwed it up. You guys punted. This is a mistake. But as much as I want to see some bans before pen, I am totally willing to give space that this is a new format, and there's nothing wrong with them taking their time. So I was hoping they would do hero rotations for Seasons of Sage so they could do better BNR focus for a smaller hero list. I mean, we're going to have the banned heroes, right? So there will be smaller pools of heroes. I was also hoping for a more curated format. I think we could see it. Like, what happens next into Debilitate for 6? I think I am probably just blocking 6 and sending 8, 7 really. Still holding on to the burn-up shock. There is not a better way to get value from 3 cards. This is fine. This to be continued is very difficult for me to deal with. Also the fact that my turn 0 did nothing and then my turn 1 also did nothing. That makes sense as a time limit. I don't want to... I am often reactionary and negative, and I don't want people to think that that's just like how I am as a rule. Like, no, I want to give LSS time. I want to believe in them. So I want to give them the time. It's just like for CC, why I'm so negative on CC is that they have had 6 months. Maybe even longer than that. I don't remember. Did the 0.5x line up with High C's release? They've had at least 6 months to show us that they were serious about curating the format. To deal with these heroes that have a higher than normal representation and win rate, to change up the stale format, to justify the fact that Syndra didn't just LL for winning Worlds because she's on a 0.5x modifier, or that Verdance isn't like an RTN season away from LLing because of the 0.5x. And so far they have not done that. And that's why I'm so negative on LSS for CC. Because they just aren't showing us that they care, or that they are true to their word. Putting heroes off the island is really the funniest way we could do that, though. Every purple Discord user, yeah. No, it's like a huge mistake, I think. We're just blocking with Sigil. This hand kind of depends on whether the burn-up shock connects, but this is the burn-up shock turn. We've seen both to be continued. They're both gone now. It's sad that I have to do this with a 4-card hand instead of a 5. Nope. Okay, now we do this. What is this? Oh, it's just temper too. Okay, great. It's awesome. I can't wait to be posting that I saw Azalea walk away from a body near electrical. go with the Ravenous Rabble. I'm less confident that this is going to I mean, it's not going to connect, but what I really want is for Pleiades to give me Civic Steps. She won't, but I want her to give me Civic Steps so that I can fuse my Arcanic Shockwave. Her blocking with Blade Beckoner Gauntlets is kind of interesting. Send a second strike here. Pleiades has taken damage, so this will become 4. Depending on how this gets blocked, I can break my Bracers of Belief to come in with Shockwave at the end of the turn. If she Civic Steps, there is maybe a world where I'm going to break my Garland because she blocked with the Blade Beckoners. Bracers of Belief is only attack action card, so I will close the chain. Which means I was definitely did this poorly. I was supposed to have broken Bracers earlier so that she could not block with Civic Steps again. Alright, this is fine. We're not going to break Garland. We got our hand. We didn't push the effect through, but I still feel okay. This hand does things. I'm probably arsenaling this Nimblism. I'm very unexcited that I've already seen both my burn-up shocks, and I think that's going to lose me this game. The 2 to be continueds were like insane. Did so much work. Very bad for me. We did just see 2 red boulder drops. There's still a concuss, so it's possible that Pleiades has more on hits, but I am kind of thinking that the only on hits left are damage. We will see. She could be playing with like a choke slam, which is something I need to care about. The What Happens Next still has a charge on it. There's the Oasis. Sad. But maybe we lose What Happens Next? Let's find out. Is she going to flash something in and then Pleiades the counter over? Concuss for 6. I will give Blade Beckoners. This does not have greater than its base, so I'm just going to Sigil of Suffering. Get our full 4. Take Pleiades to 15. I'm going to continue to sit on Nimblism. It won't be this Nimblism. I'm going to just play this one out. Come in with Lightning Surge for 10. Still have Pleiades at a higher life total, so if she draws the second Oasis Respite, it won't heal. But still, you know, it's a 4 block. It's a 0-cost 4 block with What Happens Next out. Lightning Surging here is not exciting, but it does mean that I'm not IPing myself. I also get an embodiment if Pleiades' line is just Hammer. Sadly, this hand is not good. It does mean that I will be garlanding out a Starfall at some point in the future. I'm just going to block 3. Our line is going to be Nimblism, Pitch, Flittering Charge. Nimblism, Pitch, Snatch for Lightning Form. This is really not when we wanted to brick. She gave us so much space and we just couldn't use it. But I do get to send 8 with a relevant on hit. Arsenal, something that is pretty guaranteed to have go again. We still have life if we really need it, but we have a discharge and a lightning press left in our deck. We're also maybe getting an embodiment of lightning. So sadly not the turn we were looking for. I would be happy to have taken 4 there, go to 7 in order to send like a 5 card 18 or something. But that is the life of Rune Blades. It do be like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy seeing Pleiades, you know, try to figure out what to do with her hand over there. Aside from that boulder drop, like, her turn has been pretty unimpressive, or her game has been pretty unimpressive. Pleiades so far hasn't seemed like the business. She seemed like, that's fine. That's a hero that exists. Gross of the week for 7 doesn't affect me. So the question is, how much do I value this seed's life? I think the answer is I don't. I'm going to sizzle, flittering, discharge, snatch. Guess I could also garland in there if I really wanted to. Could go to 4. Now she does have null rune. I'm going to block with the seeds. I'll block with boots too. Why not? And sizzle, I could break garland here. I have a press left in my deck. I think I am kind of running out of time to get garland in here. I saw my lightning form, so there's nothing else for me to use garland on. Crash and Bash show me nothing. Surprised she didn't use the Blade Beckoners there. Puts me in a weird spot where I need to decide what I'm doing with the rest of my turn. I don't want to send Snatch here, which means, yeah. I'm just sending Flittering Charge and seeing what she does. Those were her 2/4 blocks. She just know what happens next. She could still have an Oasis, but it's a 2-card play now. Yeah, let's do the Discharge Snatch line. See what we get out of Pleiades. Is this 2-card Oasis? Yeah. We are currently losing the fatigue race. But we might just be able to fatigue her by damage. Like, we still have a weapon. I have not seen my Malefic Incantation yet. She should just have a bunch of 3s and 2s left. There it is. I do still have a Skizzic, which means I'm probably sitting on this Weave Lightning. Still have, oh, we have no more sigils. At this point, I'm wondering if I can fatigue her by damage. Last card in my deck is a Snatch. Have our embodiment. Let's go ahead and attack with Starfall. She could give me Bastion and Blade Beckoners, take no damage. Skizzik is going to come in for 7 go again. We can press it. She shouldn't have any ways to prevent the damage, but she does know that we are on Lightning Press. Okay. Works for me. She's 4 cards. I think she's going to get us. I don't think I can get out of this. No, because I can Captain's Call Snatch. She puts 6 in front of it. Yeah. No, we do just die. We do, unfortunately, just die. The burn-up shocks just didn't line up the way we needed them to. The to be continueds were just too good. They were just too effective. Yep. Put her to 4. It's the best we could do. So, I guess we needed to have taken more damage to, like, preserve the burn-up shocks. Keep 1 more in deck. We needed to go a little lower and then pitch it. Yeah, that was not good. Oh well. We did our best. Alright, chat, that is where I'm going to call it. Trying to get better at just cutting it at exactly 2 hours. So I hope you all enjoyed the games today. I enjoyed playing them. It was great having you all here. I'm going to be back tomorrow morning, same time, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard. Trying to make that my new start time. Works a little bit better for my at-home schedules. I hope that all works. That works for all of you. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing more Classic Constructed. Going to be playing KO. I had a few people come up to me at Philly and ask me to play KO, so I do want to get back to that, give you all what you're asking for. Yeah, this was great. I hope you enjoyed it. See me again tomorrow. Until then, thank you all for being here, and take care.